plenty of unnecessary blocks.
You're welcome, madam. I hope you are doing very well. That's nice. Please, you can have your seat and you take the microphone.
Chairperson, ideally she was supposed to greet and address the house.
Okay, all right. So that is, she has to do that before she takes a seat, right?
Yes.
All right. So you can take the microphone and do that.
Please, you would have
Please
to
speak a
amplify
little bit
your
louder,
voice
please.
for us.
Good evening, the chair and the panel.
Good evening.
Good evening. You can have your seat.
Thank you.
All right. Honorable Asor, can you please introduce yourself to us?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to introduce myself to the house. My name is Abigail Asor Asante. I was a former KTUSRC Women's Commissioner and current Women's Commissioner for Gnuts, aspiring for the secretary. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Asor.
Welcome, Classic.
Thank you very much.
Before I continue, so, Honorable, I would like you to stipulate the structure of Gnuts.
Thank you very much for the question, Honorable. The structure of Gnuts composes Congress, the Central Committee, the National Executive Committee, the SRCs of the member institutions, the Judicial Council, and the alumni. Thank you.
Okay. And then also, give me the figure of CT beds and CT.
Thank you very much for the question, Honorable. CTVET means Council for Technical Vocational Training, and TVET stands for Technical Vocational Education Training.
Alright. Thank you for that one. A line in the Ghana National Pledge reads as follows.
Chair,
I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the Union of Ghana.
please, a little correction. It's commission.
It has been
Now,
amended
yes,
to commission.
Commission.
So it's no more a council, but rather it is a commission.
Okay.
Your point of correction too.
Thank you.
So, and I go again. I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the good name of Ghana. How do you plan to uphold and defend the good name of Gnuts following the recent rumors and speculations about Gnuts interfering?
Thank you very much for the question. Alright. With respect to the objectives of the union, which align clearly states that the union's objectives seek to uphold and defend the rights of technical universities, I would make sure that I would say to this that Protecting the members of our union should be a key factor. With respect to not allowing any external union to have influence on them. By so doing, I think we defend the rights of our students.
So, a little bit of concern regarding the position that I want to occupy. Definitely, you've worked with slave before, so at least you have a clear idea. Okay, so if you can share with the House the responsibility of the committee secretary, give us at least 5 or between 1 to 5. Give us some of the responsibilities of the committee.
Okay, thank you very much for this. First, the coordinating secretary handles the responsibilities of the union. He implements policies as they are Congress, and he also implements policies and then channel the grievances of our member institutions to the due authorities and stakeholders to come in to get their problems. And again, the coordinating secretary sees to run the affairs of every officer in the NEC, their day-to-day activities that they are occupying. And lastly, the coordinating secretary performs every assignment from the President, Congress, or NEC. Thank you very much.
That is very, very, very true. The other question is that it's going to be a scenario, okay, that you are happen to be the coordinating secretary of GMS. Okay. And you receive a call from the ministry, and there is a current agenda going on. People are really talking about the government and all that, but you don't want the union to involve yourself. As the coordinating secretary, what measures will you take?
Sorry, I would like you to
So
comment.
there is a call from the government. Okay, we don't want you to speak to an issue happening in the country. Okay, but you happen to be the coordinating secretary of Gnuts. So if they call you not to speak to that issue, what will be the measures you as the head of the Federal Secretariat, what will be the measures you will be taking?
Thank you very much for your question. First and foremost, I would like to say that pen the matter at hand, and know that the unit is responsible to the union that seeks for the welfare of the students. So if it is a matter that is going to position our students not to get harmed, exposed to harm or whatever issue at hand, and I as a coordinating secretary must speak to ensure that our students are protected. I don't think I should listen to the government if it's not in their favor. But on the other hand, if it is a situation that really not need me to be talking about it too, I think I will have to stay with you. Thank you.
I'll come by you.
Okay.
Honorable Asor, you look beautiful tonight.
Thank you very much.
Are you tensed? You relax, we just communicate. I know what you can do.
Thank you.
I've heard of you. So I hope you can do your best here. I have a couple of questions. A couple, plenty though. So I'll take it one after the other. And then they are realistic and practical. There is always a power struggle. There is always a power struggle between the president and then the coordinating secretary. Because the president might be, while the CS would have to, the coordinating secretary would have to step in the shoes of the president to adjudicate some duties on behalf of him or her. You understand? But at a point in time, you will see that the CS and the president will try to rub shoulders because there is no clear stipulation as to this is this, that is that. So it becomes a friction between the president and the coordinator. I don't know the current situation. Okay, you are facing the same challenges, eh?
Oh, no.
Yeah, me, I call it practical because during my tenure in office, the same thing was happening.
Oh, okay.
That is Karima and then our former president, Deborah. That's why I said it's practical. And I didn't even know your situation.
Oh, no, it's not like that, but since
I know it's your situation, don't worry. Well, you see, there will be a friction between the president and that of the coordinating secretary. As you are an aspiring coordinating secretary, how would you put measures in place that you wouldn't have those friction, and then you would rather form an alliance or collaborative relationship with your president, that you can, both of you can properly adjudicate your duties to the betterment of the students?
Thank you very much for your question, Honorable. First and foremost, I would want to acknowledge the fact that in the union's leadership hierarchy, the president comes first. And there is also an adage, or maybe probably a philosophy, or however it's termed, that two masters cannot serve in the ship. And for that, it's being applicable on the powers of both sides, one must be submissive and come down to, Anna, who is in high authority, the deserve authority. And so I think that I should, in quotes, be the fool to submit because he's president. And in as much as I am paying him that respect too, doesn't restrict me from ensuring that the right thing is done. Thank you very much.
Awesome. That is quite interesting. My next question, my lady. Well, you've observed all the runnings or the issues in CC meetings, especially during the last CC meeting, how the meeting ended. You've observed everything. And then there is a rumor or there is the possibility that students will find it difficult paying capitation and that of capitation and dues because of the banter or the issue. They feel unsatisfied or dissatisfied. Okay? So as a CS, you need to now work to convince the dean of students and then your CC members the need for you for them to pay their capitation and dues on time. So as an aspiring CS, what would you do?
Thank you very much for the question. I would like to link this particular question to an incident that actually happened on the day that I was coming from Masi. The Koforidua Technical University Dean of Students called me and she said that there is an arrears of dues she's supposed to sign for the students to come and pay, but she's not convinced because she doesn't see what the money is used for. And so I should talk to her and convince her why she should sign the dues. But because I was in the car and I cannot talk in the car, I took chances of sending my document for her endorsement, and then I explained to her that we run the affairs of the union with the dues as far as our CC meetings and other activities are concerned. Without the dues, we cannot visit the institutions to find out their grievances in order to channel it to the government to come to our aid. And so in as much as some of their expectations are not met, it shouldn't restrict them from paying the dues. Yes, so this is the explanation I gave to her. And I also made it clear to her some challenges that we as a union face in getting the dues, which one of them is the lateness payment of fees from the students, because I believe that I have been an SRC executive assurance commissioner in the same institution before, so I know how late our dues come, and it is out of the same dues that we as a union get our revenue to run the affairs of the union. Yes. So with all of these explanations, she was a little convinced, and I gave her the assurance that it starts from somewhere, and so she should do everything in her capacity to sign the money for her. As we build the union, there's actually going to be a change of the face of it, so that whichever ways that they as stakeholders should also come in to help us, they could. And I think she was impressed by that.
That's good. And I would add to what that if you are mandated into, if you are elected into office, okay, you see there is some retention fees that need to be given back to the ambassadors. You have to ensure that they commit that money into doing a structure or something on their various campuses that they can boldly encrypt the unit on it, so that at least they will know that every year they benefit something small like this from the union. Yeah, so you can strictly ensure that that can be done too. That is my advice.
Thank you.
Okay. My next question. Oh, I have plenty of questions. Okay. This is a narrative. You put yourself in the shoes of a CS. Now you are the CS, okay? You have been called upon as the CS to give your take on disparity of prestige, okay, between technical university and traditional university. At least give a way to remedy that.
Thank you very much for the question. I will start by saying that the conversion of polytechnics into technical university, previously because it was poly, the society do not really have as much as respect, if I should say, for the polytechnics as they respect the traditional universities. They hold the traditional universities in high esteem than the technical universities, and this transcends into the fact that some infrastructure and facilities that are supposed to be shared equally with both technical and traditional universities, it isn't the case. It looks like the focus is strongly on the technical and on the traditional universities. Yes, so the remedy I would employ to ensure that this dispatch is solved is that there should be equal access of infrastructure and facilities in both of the schools, especially the technical universities, because we do more of practicals and we will need facilities to enhance our academic work. To mention a few, those of our colleagues that study engineering in school, myself, I was a fashion student, and it was so sad that at times when we are taking our practical works, there are a lot of machines in the department that were stopped, and you have to be in queue to wait for someone to finish sewing before you have access to the machine, which made the academic work very complex. So I would appeal that equal access to facilities to enhance academic work is done by the government. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And another question I have for you. You know the union, you've been in it for a while, and you know that our financial muscles keep dwindling every year. As the incoming or aspiring CS, how would you go around soliciting for funds to help the union execute other duties or activities?
Thank you very much. I would start by acknowledging the Director for CTVET and the Education Ministry for recently launching a fund in their custody that is focused on contributing something little to TVET related. Yes, so I think that through that fund, we can engage the necessary stakeholders, which I mentioned, CTVET and the Education Ministry, to come to our aid and then do us the help by giving us funds to cover all of those things that we need to enhance or to promote TVET institutions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Asor Asante. I believe it's in the right direction. I'll repeat that. It's in the right direction. But before I continue, I believe. All right. Asor,
Mr. Chair.
can you tell me some of the challenges that our various teams, or some of the, let me say, you give me 3 challenges of our various technical universities. 3 that you think our various technical universities are facing. 3 challenges.
Thank you very much for your question, but I would want to know if it's a challenge in line with the unions or a challenge in the other schools.
Oh, any challenge in the technical university, I believe is a challenge for the union, since they are, let me say, the union is it's their mother. You understand? So it's an umbrella of which all these TUs are under. You understand? If we fall, all these TUs fall under the mother union. So anything that is affecting our various technical universities is affecting the union as well. Because if there are no technical universities, there is no union. You understand? So anything at all, any issue or challenges that you take. 3.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for your question. First, I would like to address the issue of souvenirs. In time past, I have come to get that most of the institutions come to the Congress and CS and the CC, and they go back with school bags, exercise shares from the union, at least for them to be identified as part of the union. But in recent times, they don't get access to all of these souvenirs, and I think it is one of the problems that the various technical universities have been complaining about.
Yes. So honorable. So you think not giving souvenirs to member institutions when they come for Congress or when they come for CC meetings, you believe is a challenge that we should talk about?
Yes, please, because I believe that every association has something that they are being identified with. Even in our various technical universities, the SRCs have clothes that normally during their occasions they wear. So as a union, the students will definitely be concerned because they know the union have those souvenirs in time past. And so as they are coming in and they don't contribute to those things, it becomes a challenge. And some even go the extra mile saying because of that they will not pay dues. And another challenge too is that most of the Gnuts ambassadors do complain that they are not given funds to organize Gnuts Week and some other activities that will project the union in their various groups, and because of that, most of the students do not know anything about the union, and I think it is a challenge. Yes, most of the deans and some lecturers, apart from they knowing that the students come for a meeting of this sort, they do not really know what Gnuts is, and I think that is also a problem. And then I mentioned earlier late payment of the dues for students.
Okay. Honorable Asor, so you don't think that school fees, students finding it difficult to pay school fees, is a challenge of which we should be talking about in this room? And of course, issues of students not getting the opportunity, or time elapsing students for them not to get the opportunity to write their exams. These are not critical issues that we should look at over here, but we choose to look at issues of souvenirs and ambassadors not getting money to celebrate Gnuts Week celebration. You feel like we chose these challenges over school fees and let me say examination. Students, let me just say, management somehow not allowing students to write exams due to 1 or 2 things of which we feel like they should be able to write. You think so?
Yes, I think so. I believe that it's a major problem that needs to be addressed critically, because most of the students, their parents are really struggling to get money for them to pay fees, and in view of that, they do not even get to register their courses, their program courses in time, and it affects their academic work. To cite an example is the recent Mass Technical University issue of referrals. Even in my school, when I was in office as women's commissioner, we had a similar issue where most of the students were voluntarily withdrawn their status because they hadn't paid school fees and they hadn't registered for their courses. I think the problems are many, yes, and this one, just as you said, is one of the critical problems that we have to talk about. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. I believe, as you said, the problems are many, you understand? But I was expecting you to, I asked of 3, you understand? And of which, these 3, I believe you give me the critical ones, you understand? Yes, I was expecting the critical ones. And the critical ones from you believe that it is souvenirs and stuff. But I believe that the critical ones, again, should be some of these school fees and students, examination and all these stuff. I believe these are critical ones to me. But then again, that's fine. That's why I believe these are issues. So we are looking at issues, right? And challenges. That is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay. I have a question. And going through your ambitions, I didn't see it there. Where you stated that you seek to achieve your ambition and vision for Gnuts through efficiency, transparency, inclusivity. That is my focus. So, my question is, how would you ensure inclusivity and diversity within the Gnuts when voted after? Yes.
Okay, basically, I would say teamwork. Most of the executives are voted into power to occupy certain portfolios to create specific tasks. And most times, when they are playing their tasks, other officers do not really want to come on board to support because it is not their portfolio. So I'm only going to ensure that in as much as it is not the office that you are occupying, as far as the union's progress is concerned, everybody must come together so that we progress. Thank you very much.
Okay, keep on.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's EC member here. He's not your CS.
That's why I was kind of because it's like my question has to be free from my interest, because if she says yes, that means that she's my uncle. So I'll be tempted
You
not
call
to.
her uncle. He's also aspiring. So you caused the problem.
Okay, our incoming CS. Yes.
Honorable EC.
Exactly. Now, you know part of the story, okay, that the institution, sometimes when there are issues on ground, the ambassador will write to you that this is what we are facing. So as a CS, you would want to address the issue by to go to management level, and it's like they want to really. Okay, so if you become a CS and you find yourself in this situation, how are you going to handle it?
Alright. As far as our students are concerned and become part of the union, I believe that the institutions have structures to which grievances are channeled. And most of their grievances are channeled through their dean students. So let me limit it to the dean of students. Even under normal circumstances, the way you approach to issues and how you can come out best to make the person understand you will determine his or her response. So I think that if there's an issue on grounds and it is written to you to take chances to solve the problem or contribute your quota to curbing the problem, you have to go with a nice approach, letting the dean of students know why this issue, how the issue where you are going to be bullied. Yes, please.
Okay.
No.
Okay. My other aspect is that there's a land for the union. What are your plans?
Okay, my plans with respect to the land, the last information that is available to me is the documentation is not yet complete. So, if the land clearing the land is not complete, there are some issues surrounding it. So, I have it in my mind to use the right channel to secure the documents due to the land, so that thereafter, if it is with or without the administration, those who succeed coming would have a project like a Gnuts complex on the land where there will be a residence for the Gnuts and other places of revenue generation for the union, like printing press, the gym center. I think that's information, and it starts by securing the land with the right documents as I mentioned earlier.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Asor Asante. Madam Asor, please, what is the slogan of the union?
The slogan of the union is a call and response, which is Gnuts, and it is responded as professionals with integrity.
Okay. But I asked of the slogan. Now I believe the slogan is just, I didn't ask of any response, but that's fine. I believe it calls for the to the AC professionals with integrity. That's fine. No problem. And what is our motto? Our motto. Yes.
Professionals with integrity.
Professionals with integrity. Are you sure?
Yes, please, I'm very sure.
Are you sure?
Very, very sure.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the way you are moving your eyes. I can sense something. That's fine. Beautiful. All right. Madam Aso, members of the union. Please, member, I believe, no, you're not taking time. We are trying to inspire reflection. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am the chair. I chair the proceedings over here, you understand? Thank you so much. So you allow me to flow. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Madam Aso,
Mr. Chair,
members of the union are complaining that our union has not gotten the recognition it deserves out there. Do you think that it is so? If yes, what do you think are the reasons why that is so?
thank you very much for your question, Mr. Chair. As far as the union's recognition is concerned, it has been one of the topics that our member institutions have been complaining. Most times they compare Gnuts to us with respect to the recognition. You know that our world has developed into a standard where you gain recognition through the media and advocacy. Yes, so if there is a national issue, since the union is a national union, I think that involving ourselves and the member institution in addressing national issues in advocacies would help us gain recognition, and also through the media houses that is surrounding the country. Yes, so we can gain recognition through the advocacies, not international related issues that we can come in as a student front to advocate for, and also through the media houses. Yes.
Okay, so it's through advocacy, right? That is beautiful. But I think we have been advocating for quite some time now. Do you think, or don't you think there is anything new that we can bring and put in place? Aside we advocating, we will advocate and we will keep on advocating. Always be advocating, you understand? That's fine. So don't you think, or do you think there is nothing new or anything different?
Chairman, I beg to differ, but I think that basically gaining recognition is through advocacy and the the media, like I said earlier, of which I want to cite an example in my office.
Go on, cite the example for us.
Alright, so there was a national issue on the tax on sanitary pads. Yes, and it brought a lot of challenges to young ladies who are not able to purchase sanitary pads. And as far as the Women's Commission is concerned, I brought all of the women on board myself, and we were advocating for the tax to be scrapped. And we didn't limit the advocacy on the social media platforms. We took chances to be on the traditional media, which is the TV and radio, yes, to advocate for the tax on sanitary pads to be scrapped. And I am very proud that the Member of Parliament of Adenta has drafted a bill that is supposed to be passed to scrap 15% of the tax. And I feel proud that the Women's Commission of the Union was part of the advocacy, because we got the opportunity to be on GTV, Pan-African TV, Akasamba TV, and others to run this. And through that, most times, because I want to talk about the union to the world, I make them write my portfolio as Gnuts Women's Commission. They address it wrongfully, and then I correct them and take the opportunity to let them know what the union is about and what my office is also focused on, for which is the reason I am in their studio to talk about a women-related matter. So I think basically gaining recognition starts from the advocacies, and especially when it is channeled through the media. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. All right, Madam Asor, let me say, I don't know if I should say you were or you are. You are still. I don't know, either way it's fine. You were or you are the Women's Commission, right, of Ghana National Union of Technical Students, aspiring to become the coordinating secretary currently.
That's right.
It's beautiful. Can you tell me some of your achievements? What have you done for our noble and great union, that is Ghana National Union of Technical Students, so far, when you were given the mantle of leadership some time ago?
I was sworn in November at Congress for Technical University, and in December I started an advocacy on HIV/AIDS, how the youth should protect themselves from attracting the disease. In January I had 2 programs, of which one of them is the Pad Bank, where I got Tracy Success on board to direct our female students on how they should run pad banks on their campuses. And in January ending, I had a WUCOM branch program in collaboration with EVE International, of which all of our WUCOMs came from the technical universities to Accra to witness the program. And in February, I had a program also with Women in Forex Ghana, who does a lot of women in digitalization. And in March, I had a program with Anita Kufu, the TV presenter, on personal branding, where the program was focused on how women should present themselves with respect to the positions and the leadership space they have found themselves. And in April, most of our students were writing their midterm, and it was Easter holiday, so there wasn't any activity. May, we had International Women's Day, which we had 3 strong women on board to talk about the theme, which was data innovation, technology, and digitalization. And as a stakeholder for Obasima Summit in June, we had Obasima Summit, and all of the traditional universities and technical universities that were close and to bus their students, of which our honorable member, the CS and the EC member, was there to witness. Yes, and then in July, we had preparations to the women's conference. We had some activities where the women were given the opportunity to share their life stories and the lessons they have learned in their offices, their personal life, to serve as a medium to encourage other women that are facing the same problems. And in August, we had the women's conference where we collaborated with EVE International to bring on board top-notch personalities like Professor Adjie and Adjie, Honorable Joyce Bauer, Honorable Tina Abrifa, the Deputy Director for CTVET, brought on board Mrs. Amma Pratt, who is the general manager for an African TV. We brought on board his success. We brought on board Mrs. Kathy Morton, who is the executive director for Hood International. And I was very proud of them for the impact they made in our students. We've had our member institutions representing from Takrady Technical University, Cape Coast Technical University, Accra Technical University, and Go Technical University, because most of the students were writing their exams and not all of the member institutions were able to represent. And currently we are running an advocacy on the breast cancer. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Madam Asor Asante. I believe you've done a lot, because what you just mentioned, advocacy, this, advocacy, that, and I believe champion the causes and all of it. I believe you've done a lot, and that is in the right direction. Because I have been hearing, and people have been saying it, but I have not heard it from you personally. You understand? So I took the opportunity to hear it from the horse's own mouth. You understand? What you have done so far, and I believe it's in the right direction. You've been able to do all these, and you are now coming for let me see, the coordinating secretary. And I believe you should not just stay there, okay? You just have to, if you pass through this process successfully and you are elected into office, possibly you have to do more. You understand? Because people or members within the union will be expecting more from you. You understand? Although you've done some, or let me say you've done things, but you will be expecting more. Because the union needs to get to certain let me say it needs to get to a certain level, you understand? But we are not there yet. So we would like you to help us, because it's a collective effort. Not a single person can do that. We have to do it collectively to rise, or to, let me just say, to raise the image of the union. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Honorable Asor, I just want to take this opportunity to commend you for all that you've done so far within the space of, it's still not up to a year, for you to put together programs one after the other, and even remember the month all the time remember the names of your guests, and oh, come on, I commend you for that. So there's more room to improve.
Thank you very much.
All right. My first question is, can you please tell me the full meaning of TTAC and UTAC?
The full meaning of TUTAG is Technical University Teachers Association of Ghana. Please, there's a lot USAC.
UTAC.
UTAG. My research hasn't really covered UTAG.
That's fine. So coming today, that is the traditional universities and technical, and that's the technical you have mentioned. So this one is University Teachers Association. That is
Thank you
UTAC.
very much.
All right, that's fine. Coming to my second question, you have heard of IMF, and you are aware Ghana is now in IMF, and the policies of IMF says maybe if they didn't change it, the next 4 years to come, there won't be recruiting new employees into the country. I'll be starting my service any moment from now. That means there will be more unemployed graduates in our country. You are from the technical background, fashion. I love fashion. Look at you, everything about you is fashion. Beautiful. Regardless of that, as technical students, what can you do to decrease unemployment in our country?
Thank you very much for your question. I would start by saying that most of our program of studying the requirements are practical and self-employed. To mention quickly is engineering, automotive engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and the fashion and hospitality management. Computer science is also there, and they are all self-employed courses that we study. Because I would always want to use myself as an example, because I study fashion. After 3 years completion of the fashion, I do not have any business with writing an application to seek for a job. Even when I was in school, I was taking orders to sew for my colleagues, especially when they are about exiting from office and they are doing handover, their awards nights and their dinner nights. I sewed their dresses for them, and I was making money to cater for petty things that I wouldn't have to necessarily call my parents for. So through that, I think that it shouldn't be a problem of we the technical universities finding it difficult to establish ourselves. So far as we have come to school to study the skill, we only need to establish it when after completion, so that we won't have ourselves tend with seeking for job.
Okay. My second question is, our union don't have enough fund. We have 10 technical universities. Currently, we have 10 regions in our country. What is your advice to the government?
Please come.
We have 10 technical universities, and we're having 10 regions. We have 16 regions as we speak. I have with T. I know all of them. You know them. What is your advice as a coordinating secretary to the government?
Thank you very much for your question. Honestly, I have this particular thing I'm about to talk about as part of my policies, that the unemployment rate in Ghana is very heartbreaking. For a student to get the opportunity, pay huge sums of money to study a course in school, and after completion will not get the opportunity to get a job or anything, it's very heartbreaking and frustrating. So I have, as part of plans, to advocate for the government to build more vocational schools at technical universities, so that when the other regions, like you mentioned, which are now part of the 10 regions, summing up to 16, if we wouldn't build technical university necessarily, at least a vocational school train. Most times I am much particular about the women and children in the orphanage homes. They do not spend their entire lives over there. At a point when they grow up, they may come out to learn a skill to live by or to generate a revenue for them to cater for themselves. So if all of these people get the opportunity to enroll in the vocational education, I think it would do them a help. So I would advocate for the government to build more vocational education training in the other regions.
Do you realize Gnuts don't have streams, branches? We are limited to technical universities. Have you noticed that?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I know that technical institutes and vocational institutions are part of our blocks. But due to their standard, we do not really invite them into our meetings. Yes, some other time I was having a conversation with some of my colleagues, and I mentioned to them that we can only invite them into our activities. Yes, because I know that some of the Gnuts ambassadors do organize Gnuts week and TVET programs on their campuses, and some of them invite them to witness. So I think that, like I was saying, we cannot necessarily invite them into our meetings because their standard is a little, do not match up to ours. So we can only engage them in some of these programs and activities, so that as they are exiting from the level in which they are, they will have interest to pursue courses in the technical universities.
In the Council of Technical Universities, are you aware some of the technical institution principals are part of council in the technical universities? You are aware of that? So if a principal is leading a technical institute and he is part of a council of a technical university, what prevents the union visiting the technical institute? More to the point, have you realized you go to a technical institute and you see traditional universities application forms in their institutions? How many, since you came as the women commissioner, have you made a point to visit any technical institute on your project?
Not yet.
Okay. My last question. Let us assume today you are the coordinating secretary for this union. what will you do to sell to the okay? My last question is when did you hear of Gnuts?
I heard of Gnuts before I aspired for position on the campus as an executive administration. That was the time I heard about Gnuts. And I also came to know more about Gnuts when I was going to be a CC member, of which I didn't really know what the CC means, but we got exposed to know more when I encountered a CC meeting at a member and at home in the Congress at Breda, which gave me the opportunity to know more about the radio, and getting the opportunity to serve as a NEC member on the Radio Press Commission has really exposed me to know more about the radio as well. Thank you
So
very much.
my last question, when you are given the mandate, what will you do before a student in the technical and vocational institute reach the final year, reach his or her final year to complete the technical or vocational institute, to be well known that there is a union called Gnuts?
Okay, so basically, projecting the union on our various campuses, as far as we have Gnuts reps on our campuses, I would urge them to try as much as possible to have a Gnuts week celebration, not to prolong anything, but at least if it's within 2 or 3 days, they should factor Gnuts time with Gnuts, so that myself as the coordinating secretary with other executives will get the opportunity to meet these students and talk to them, for them to know that there is a motherboard called Gnuts for which they form part of. And it's not going to be just one institution, but throughout the technical universities respectively. Thank you.
Reading information about you serve as a team
Yeah.
when you were doing your service.
Actually, the clothing production management lecturer, sometimes when she comes to class, she gives me the opportunity to read and lecture the class with her scripts.
No.
Yes, and sometimes when she doesn't come to class and there's something that I'm supposed to do, she gives me the pamphlet and I read my class and do it. Yes, and I think it is a great opportunity. Probably she may have seen how I am and how I understand that particular course and how I could also express myself in the ways to understand that course better. Yes.
So where did you do your service?
I did my service with the union as far as the provision of the constitution demands that the Women's Commissioner's portfolio is mandatory to service. So I'm serving as a Women's Commissioner with my national service.
So you are a graduate now.
Yes.
So now, aspiring for the coordinating secretary, with your achievement, our first Congress, we brought the proposal to do something. I can't remember what you wanted. With a budget. Some of us said the money was not even enough for you to execute that project. I can't remember the project, but were you able to execute that?
Yes.
And what was the project?
It wasn't actually a project, but it was a list of the programs and activities that I was embarking on in my tenure.
And that is what you have just
Yes,
mentioned.
I had done already. I had done some already without funds, and I did the rest too.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Asor Asante. It is in the right direction. Thank you. Honorable Asor, can you give me some of the aims of Ghana National Union?
The aims and objectives of the Ghana National Union Technical Science is that it offers a common forum for the technical universities to channel their grievances, and it also serves as a medium to build solidarity among the technical universities, and it also protects the rights of the
Thank you so much, Honorable Asor Asante. really appreciate your efforts and your presence. You have a question? Okay, beautiful. I think there's a question from our audience. So let's hear from you. Thank you. So amplify your voice.
Thank you for your submission. And of course, please, how were you able to make all these achievements? You can't make all these achievements without making it. Since I've stayed here for a long time, every person can don't know how you get the fund, but able to complete all these achievements. I want to know how I was able to get this networks. If I have a network with the Ministry of Education, I can get access, find anything can be to how I was able to build such network. All these achievements.
Alright, thank you so much, Ronald.
Alright, so I would say I was able to do all of these things with the attitude of being resourceful. In my tenure as a local reform, I did see all of the programs and activities that I was doing. I didn't wait for funds, but I moved out. I enter every office and I tell you what I want to do and the fact that I need you to come on board to help me do it. And most times, wherever I enter and I'm able to have conversation with whoever is in charge, my proposals are granted and they come on board to do for me. And some of the programs that I embarked on as in my office as spoken to, I did it all by myself. Most of them were online. The only challenge was that some of the speakers that were supposed to honor with citations, I did them with my own means. And some picture frames I made for them too, I did that with my own means. So the online programs weren't programs that were so money demanding, but the little that I was able to do, I did in my capacity to service.
Alright. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Alright. Okay. So thank you so much, Abigail Asante. I have just some small advice for you. Okay. I believe it's in the right direction. My worry right now, I am much concerned about I told the PROs, those contestants, I said there is something that I call getting Gnuts outside to the people. You understand? I believe it is not just the job of the PRO, but it is a collective effort. And your job as a coordinating secretary, I believe that you should not just restrict yourself in writing. Whenever there is a problem, then you just write. Coordinating secretary, you write and sign. You see your signature, everything, you see coordinating secretary. No. We want you to be proactive. We want you to be creative. You understand? Try to be innovative. Bring up something new that will help the union. That will help the union at large. You understand? Especially with the issue of let me see, publicity. Not just the public relations officer, but you are also involved. All of you understand? NEC as a whole, you are involved. So I would like to see that from you if you pass through this exercise successfully and you are voted into power. Thank you so much once again. Really appreciate your presence. You are duly discharged. Thank you.
Before I go to, I want to appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to be vetted to prove myself working with the position at Kampusstyle. And I wish you all the best in your preparations and electoral processes as far as the union is concerned and as far as our administration should be. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you too. Thank you too.
Please, Honorable, kindly don't talk to anybody about your verting here. Anything you say out there will be at your detriment, okay, at your disadvantage. And you can go home.
Thank you very
Eat
much.
and sleep. Kampusstyle. You guys are really very well. Shout out to you people. Please tune in, sign up to them.
Share
They're
the link.
amazing.
Share the link. This Kampusstyle just streaming us live, and also he's popular known as Majesty. So share the link all the platforms as far as Gnuts is concerned. We have our last aspirant for the coordinating secretary, who is a person of Christian Akwasi, Adjie. Kampusstyle.
Was he there? He was the
Yes,
that's
sir.
for us. We are
Yeah.
making him stand.
So, sure.
I guess
Yes. Good evening.
we are good. All of us, we are good.
Yes,
You
yes, I
only
believe
saw-
yes. You only
You
saw the
only
chair.
saw the chair.
Yes, you only saw the white chair. The white chair. So I believe Honorable there's Honorable Christian. Beautiful. You only saw me, Honorable Christian. And my members are here. They are complaining that they are good. Whilst, so I believe so. Let's just address. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to you. You can pick your microphone and have a seat.
Please, Mr. Chair, before we start, please, where is your phone?
No,
Is
it's
that-
here. You have it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Share link.
Honorable Christian, how are you doing this evening?
Like this.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. Yes. That's fine. Yes. Yes. Hope you are doing very well.
Like this.
Honorable Christian, please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Christian Kampusstyle, a graduate from the Kampusstyle University, who studied procurement and supply chain management.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Christian. Honorable Christian, I think I just saw something here, and I believe with the ambitions and your visions, I think we instructed not less than 300 words, right? Yes, you have to give us your ambitions and your visions. And I think what we are having here, I think it's even about 6 weeks. I think I'm exaggerating. I think less than 100 words, right? To be frank, let's be frank. What we are having here is even less than 100 words, you understand? But we were talking about not less than 300, you understand? But you give us even less than 100. But that's fine. So I think going forward, I believe let's take note of this, okay? Beautiful. Thank you so much. Honorable Christian, our various technical universities are facing a lot of challenges. Are you privy? Because I know you served as a PR, or you are still even serving as a PR. Are you privy to some of these challenges of our various technical universities? Beautiful. So I am also privy to some of these challenges, okay? And I know these challenges are not one, they are not two, they are not three. I think there are a lot of challenges that are facing our various technical universities. Beautiful. Can you identify any three challenges that during your term of office or has come to your notice as a PR, and even right now, if maybe I don't know if you are still a PR, so that has come to your notice? Yes, any three challenges that has come to your office
Thank you so much.
that are facing our various technical universities.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for this opportunity. Well, going forward, to start with, one of the major challenges facing our technical university has to do with infrastructure and facilities. Another one has to do with the equipment, especially to the engineering faculties or the engineering students. Another challenge has to do with the fee structure. And this is a major challenge because looking at the technical university and how our fees are being given or are being paid. When you resume school, you have to pay 60%. It's a big challenge to some of us or some students because some are working on their own and they need to pay these fees. Like you should give them 1.5 months or maximum of 2 months to pay these fees. before you close the portal or the admission, it's a challenge. So these are the various challenges.
Thank you so much, Honorable Christian. That is in the right direction. Thank you so much. Honorable Christian, then again, members of our great union, they are complaining that our union has not gotten the recognition it deserves out there. I don't want to rely much, or I'm not going to rely much on your previous, portfolio as a PR. You understand? But I am looking at you right now as a fresh aspirant coming into this room to be vetted for the position of the coordinator. Do you think that it is so? And if yes, what do you think are some of the reasons why that is so?
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Chairman. Yes, our union is losing recognition as being made mention by you. When we talk of recognition out there, it's not one person's duty or responsibility to do. We are all involved. So I one way or the other call it get involved administration. It's not one person's duty to do that.
So it's a collective effort.
Yes. And so as a union, as members, we need to work together. When a policy is being implemented, we should all make sure we respect it and make the available resources to make sure we pull up our maximum efforts to bring our union to the lights. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Christian. Honorable Christian, coordinating secretaries have come and gone. And I believe a lot of them perhaps might have made impact to our great union. A lot of them too might have not. Do you think that at this point in time, you are the one to make a difference now that members of the union are calling for change?
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Chairman. Yes, the change starts, and I'll call it butterfly change. We have 50% change. As I made mention earlier, one person cannot make a change. But being a leader, you have to make an effort for the followers to follow. Yes, indeed, there will be a change. Thank you.
So, yes, of course I know that there will be a change, and there has to be a change. Because I believe, as I rightfully said, members of the union are the ones calling for the change. Because we see that, no, where our union has gotten to, it is not a change in the sense that we have to forego whatever that we are doing or forego people that are in there and bring in new staff or new people. No, a change in the sense that we have to change our dynamics. We have to change the way we do things. We have to change our mode of operations. We have to change how the union is even, let me say, structured. You understand? Because it is high time, and especially with the structuring, there has to be a change. And I know it has to start somewhere from our constitution. Fine, we start from the constitution, we come down, then we change. But even people, individually, we have to change ourselves. You understand? We have to get change leaders before we can change, or they can impact change in the union. So you understand? So I am not the one calling for change. It is the people who are calling for change. You understand? So do you think you are the one to make the difference?
Yes, please.
Why do you think so?
Yes, I always say this. If you have some guidelines, or let me call it a strategic plan in place, surely you must follow this strategic plan, which is going to give you the vision and the image of whatever you have in administration. Of course, yes, an individual cannot make it, but an individual can start. The followers will also do the same.
All right. So I believe that means you're having a strategic plan for the union. Yes, you have a strategic plan for the union. You have it, like right now. You have a strategic plan for the union, like now. If you are asked to provide us with a strategic plan for the union, can you provide that? strategically.
You as a
having a
person,
documentary.
it's not something that the union has.
Yes,
You
something
have a
new.
strategic plan.
Yes, that you are bringing, that you have it, like it's here. You have it. Just be honest to yourself. It's always here. Alright, okay, said, just be honest. Is it here? Can we have it, or can you share it with us?
I can share
That's fine. That is beautiful. So we are all here. So we can share with us.
So, please, can I say something?
Yeah.
On what you just said?
Okay.
What he just said. Please, I'm just throwing light on what he said. You are saying you are the best person to be chosen among, for change, the people should choose you. Am I right? Please, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. That's what you meant.
That's right.
Exactly. You said being a change, for a change, the people need to choose you. I would like to ask, you've been given the mandate as a PRO. Okay. And then with the PRO, what has been your achievement that the people need to elect or select you again for a higher portfolio? Please, you can have it.
Thank you so
Yes,
much
I'll
for
talk.
the opportunity given to let out some of the achievements I have made. To start with, there are numerous or number of press releases made where we have to start with the fee reduction, where we release a press. Twitter, when they were on strike, God is open, they call off the strike, and we also release to show them gratitude. Also, this one student, one laptop initiative or policy brought up by the Vice President. Yes, he released a press in the recent Akwasi Dams village. Yes, there was a press as well. Going into the media as my major role to play. Yes, we work hand in hand, and with God, I was able to brought up to connect with some media houses, being it Joy News, being it Peace FM, being it Sunrise FM, being it GTV, being it Metro TV and UTV. They were all on board to help us with our summit or annual summit that we organize at the National Theatre. Yes, of course, I've been able to achieve my aims or objectives.
Okay, so that is your achievement, getting some link with the media houses and then press releases. That is your achievement. Okay.
Welcome, Ashley. Before I proceed to my question,
This is
this has to do with your CV. I see references here. I think that the correction should be referees. So they are the referees. So with my question, it's based on what you think. So do you think advocacy has lost its place in Gnuts activities? Do you think advocacy has lost its place in Gnuts activities? Placing it in the context of Gnuts of yesterday, which would you say Gnuts, and then Gnuts of today? Looking at that analogy, would you say that we have lost that advocacy?
Thank you. Hello, you got continue. Yes, continue.
Thank you so much for the opportunity of the question. Yes, advocacy now has diminished or has gone down compared to the news those days. But looking at how things are going with collective efforts once again, with coming together to work with a strategic plan being put in place, with everyone getting involved, yes, the need will also will surely come back. Thank you.
Boss, we are still waiting for your document. He said he's sharing the document with us.
No.
Oh, okay. When you get them,
Okay. I think I heard about your achievements. You were mentioning about the media house in Abigail. But what of the union's website? Because I think for some time now, it has not been working since now. It's like that one is not part of the work. So, I want to say something about it.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask my question when I'm done.
But that one is not. Maybe tell us. We are interested in that one. Yes. Let him tell us the reason why. Because if it's not working, then you are the PR. And I believe you brought it up. So maybe just enlighten us on the reason. Because PROs, aspiring PROs came here, and some of them were willing to open another website. Whilst we are apps, you understand? Some of them were willing to create apps. Some of them were willing to open another website. Whilst we know there is a website. You understand? I think the website, yes, we know there is a website, but I think due to some technicalities, it just stopped functioning or something. So maybe it just needs to be revived or something. But people, other PROs, your colleagues, some of them were just telling us that they will create new websites for us. That is new, a cost. So why has the website very good?
Thank you so much.
I don't want to go back, but
I'm here to announce that yes, we have a website now, by God's grace. We are now left with the payment. Everything is set. And God willing,
the payment since time immemorial. It is all about payment.
Oh, but
Or there has been some progress.
by next week,
There has been some progress.
we'll give him the money. Actually, it has been.
No problem. So
Now,
CS,
now
I think
the problem-
CS to
Honorable
PCC,
Chair,
Honorable
with me
Chair.
until
The money is given on
we
it.
see
It's materialized.
it's not.
Yes,
I
it is
don't
on-
think we
I'm
will
still
take
saying
it
that
yet.
I'm happy to
We
announce that.
will never release that.
We haven't seen it yet, so we're not happy about it.
The website we have
Yes, we have.
as compared to previous applications.
So there has been some progress. That is what it is.
Yes.
Okay, that's
I would just want to know if it's a different side or the same one we never asked in River.
It's a different thing.
The other one is no more.
The other one we lost the way.
you lost everything. Yes, I because I remember during our time the logins, the person who was having the logins quite funny. The person was telling us that we have to give him something before he gives us the logins or something. And the person was a member of our great union, you understand? But he needed something before he gave us login. And fine, who knows? It is his business. Maybe he's a software developer. We don't know the resources that took him to create such for the union. Then fair enough. Maybe we should have given him something, but we didn't. You understand? So now we have a new one, right? Beautiful. Hopefully, I believe the assurances. Maybe hopefully by next week. That is an assurance. Hopefully by next week it will be in function. That's fine. But it's nice to know that we have a new one. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, I could see that you have the certificates here. So, why didn't you get work that can pay you 5,000 plus, but you chose to become the executive secretary for the union? Because it is your test certificate. So you like can get work that can pay you more. Now you say you want to sacrifice your time and work for you. What motivated you to choose this?
Thank you so much for the question. Yeah, sometimes I would say I don't look at what I will gain within the shortest period of time, but looking at an achievement or a legacy that can leave. Yes, I can use my test certificate to apply for a solid get, but I have the union at heart, and so I should also try to bring a change one way or the other. How best I can also help Gino to be great again. That made me to help this because
My last question. Incoming CS. You know that you have to be a leader to be a CS. Because you are going to work with different sets of people, different sets of mind. So as a CS, how are you going to coordinate the affairs of the President Secretary to ensure that the overarching goal of the union becomes your ultimate focus? how are you going to get your people on board to focus on the goal or the aims of the unit? How are you going to do it?
Thank you so much for the opportunity and listening. Yes, as a leader, we have different forms of type of leadership. The style of forms of leadership that I hold has to do with the strategic and the democratic leadership. I do not dictate and I do not impose everything on people or colleagues I work with. They should all bring ideas. Let's see how best we can all achieve our purpose. Going forward, when one person brings an idea, let's debate. Sorry to say, if secretary brings an idea, PR shouldn't say no, we are the secretary. So, sorry to say, coordinate secretary brings an idea. PR shouldn't say we are the coordinating secretary, and so that is fine. No, we should all share ideas and look at how best we can work and bring our union to the light. So I will not be rushed, I will not be thinking. I will make everything flexible for everyone to share ideas and to make an input so we can work together. Thank you.
To add a little to that, every leadership need an iota of dictatorship if we must be sincere. Sometimes to get duties or roles to be done accordingly, you need to whip your people a little bit for them to be cheered on to do what is needful. If you are all the time democratic or flexible, they take your leniency to be your weakness. So any strong leader would mix a dictator and then democratic leadership style. That would yield you the best results. So it's my little advice to you that you can mix a little of this with this so that it can help. You can't be flexible throughout. It doesn't work straight up like that. Okay. Please, my question. Stepping into the shoes of coordinating secretary, okay? You've been called upon to give your take on disparity of prestige between technical university and traditional university, and give one way you can remedy or curb that. Should I take the question again? Stepping into the shoes of coordinating secretary, yeah. Give your take on disparity of prestige between technical university and traditional university, and give a way you can remedy or curb that.
Thank you so much for the question. Yes, traditional university and technical university. We cannot say maybe traditional university is much better than technical university. No, there are a lot of challenges technical university face. And then we have to look at how best we can also work out and stand on our own and get our own resources and achieve our purpose. So what do we need to do? We need to come together as technical university and advocate for what we need. We either not to be limited to, or we either not to still look for traditional university to say yes, they are the traditional university and so they should take over everything. No. Technical university can also one way or the other make an achievement, stand on our own and do whatever we want to achieve our purpose.
Okay, so for the prestige, for there to be a parity of prestige between the technical university and that of the traditional university, your one way is what exactly? The one way to do that as a CS, incoming CS. Your one way to do that is what exactly?
Yes, to work towards our aims.
Really? Okay.
Specialization. Focus on hours.
Is that?
So, you want to that I think that we should focus on our hours. More like
Were you in this head?
no, I think
I made mention of to work towards our aims.
I'm just trying to
Well, please, my next question, okay? There has been rumors that Gnuts, okay, I take my question again. There has been rumors that our sister union would want to bring Gnuts under its umbrella. Now, as CS, convince the satisfied students, student leaders, and dean of various institutions why that can never happen, and the rumor should be patched off. Should I take the question? Did you get it? Okay. There has been rumors that our sister union would want to bring Gnuts under its umbrella. Now, as CS, convince the satisfied student leaders and dean of various institutions why that can never happen. I mean, we going under the umbrella can never happen, and the rumor should be patched off.
Thank you so much. Yes, let me use an example to answer the question. Since I started following Gnuts from 2018 to 2019, when I was in my secondary school, there has been this same rumor that yes, our sister union is trying to take over our union or our members. I had the opportunity to interact or to know most of our leaders or those who are already into the system or who have served the union before. Some of the things what they made mention was, going back cannot be possible because one, those days that we were one, they always call this unfair treatment given to our union or our members. Why didn't we expect to go? Yes, going forward, we cannot do that because of this. What are we going to achieve for the go? Have they done serving the army members? When we were part of them, what impact or what benefits did we derive from being in that or part of them? Going forward again, we can talk to our or convince our students or various students that yes, going back to Europe, our sister Europe, is not going to be possible, and it shouldn't be possible because we can also achieve our purpose, we can also stand on our own and get whatever we need, and hence we shouldn't go back.
Okay. I wanted to add to it that our union is okay. Now we are far by ourselves. They can't bring us under our umbrella. So you people will need to champion that when you become CS, when you're given the mandate. In case of that, something like that pops up, you need to really put things in place. Okay, please, my next question. You discovered that Gnuts, you've observed how meetings ended last season. Did you observe it? How meetings ended? Yes. And Gnuts is now like susceptible to financial hardship. They are bound to face financial hardship because some of the institutions would find it difficult in paying dues, in paying capitation on time for those monies to be used in execution of Gnuts activities. So, as your CC members and deans are dissatisfied, as CC or aspiring CC, what are you going to do to convince these people, change their narrative, change their motive or narrative for them to accept to pay dues? And then what are you going to do to also help them? To see something on their various campuses that shows that Gnuts is also giving them something little every year at the end.
Thank you so much. Yes, to answer this, I would like to use one of my policies to answer it. It's part of my plans. It's part of my plans that when it's the will of God and I become the community secretary, one of the major activities that I'll embark on is to try as much as possible to have various projects or projects on various campuses. Yes, the pages to pay attention. We also need to force them to make good use of the retention given. What are the retention given? When I was in the University around 2017, 2018, one ambassador then one of the retention giving, he was able to purchase this what's the name? Bean for the school, about 15. Yes. So what are the other institutions doing with the retention giving? Yes. Talk to the various dean of students that yes, after paying the taxation, or giving the retention giving to the various SRCs, make sure you can force them to use that amount to back on projects, so they can also see what the community is doing for them. Yes. The money is not enough, and the little that they have, I'm meeting us.
Yeah, my last question. There is always a friction or a power struggle between the president and then the coordinating secretary. Every time. I witness some, I know you guys are witnessing some, it always happens. Because of sometimes the president is not there, the coordinating secretary will have to step into the shoes of the president on behalf of the president, a whole bunch of stuff. You being the incoming CC or aspiring to be the CS for our mother union, what are you going to do differently for your relationship with the president to stand out so far as interpersonal relationship is concerned?
Thank you so much. Yes, all the time they are saying, or it's being said, president and coordinating secretary, they are frictions.
I've never observed is just a hearsay.
I have no secrets. You have to understand as a coordinating secretary that if you are leading permanent secretariat officers, it doesn't make you supersede the president. However, you must accord the president with maximum respect, knowing that yes, he is the leader of the national executive. You should accord with that respect. However, you need to coordinate the permanent secretariat duties or activities to a person. You need to do it. You need not to take everything at hand that yes, you are also a leader. If he or she is always saying the person is a leader, you need to exchange power. You need to accord the person with maximum respect.
Alright, Honorable, my first question is there is in our constitution has given room for continuous students to apply for the president. What is your advice to this? Do you like the president should be a continuous student, or you like the president should be an alumni? And if yes, why? And if no, why? That's my question.
Thank you so much. Yes, the constitution made provision for this that the president should be a continuous student. I would say not all individuals who aspire to the position of the presidency or the portfolio might have idea or enough knowledge on the union, and so they might not necessarily lead or advocate for. Notwithstanding, yes, sometimes you take position and you also let through the leadership. You are not always bringing what you have, but sometimes you take out from the office you occupy. So yes, if people are saying, or if it's being said, the national president should be given to alumni, some people are saying it should be given to the continuous student as made by the constitution. It depends on the person or an individual leader. Yes.
Well, it's cool. My second question is about our country. Our country, Ghana. Yes, we are now an IMF. And my few knowledge on IMF. It have conditions, and the conditions now is that when we go to IMF, it doesn't give the chance for employment. That means if they don't change IMF, the next 4 years to come, Ghana, they will recruit employees. Now that we already have abundance of unemployed graduates and more are coming, as a coordinating secretary, what would be your advice for we technical students to our country?
Thank you so much. Mr. Within. Yes, as you made mention, the conditions of IMF when the country goes down. Yes, we are very lucky as technical universities that we have our handbook after school. We can set up our own businesses. We are already established. Why don't we come out with the knowledge and ideas that we have from school to establish our own company, to establish our own work, to even employ people? Why do we always depend on the government? One challenge is, yes, we might have the idea, but a little fund to start with. Notwithstanding, there's a collaboration. I might have the idea, you might have the funds. Why don't we collaborate together? Yes. So if IMF has conditions for the country, for technical university students on graduate, we have no problem. We can set up our own business and even employ more.
So this is opportunity to us as technical students, because we need to employ the traditional graduates with degrees. We can employ them into our companies. This one will be an advice. If you become the coordinating secretary, you have realized that currently we have 16 regions in our country. And we have 10 technical universities. Gnuts don't still have enough streams. Asante will say, ensure like, I don't know how to say it, but it's a strong proverb that I wanted to give you. We need more branches so that our river can overflow its banks. I will not say the government, to your advice as a coordinating secretary, the government should give technical universities to the new regions, but the government should give specific area of specializations to the regions. You get it? Like we should know that I have a school of science, or as I have a school of IT, so that if someone is going to Ahafu, the person is going to specialize in IT. Coming to the OT region, we have maybe School of Hospitality, and these are technical universities. The reason why I'm saying that there are many regions, they are close to each other. They will not be more large let me say, I like uniqueness. Sometimes I'm going to your production and I see that we do this, we do this, we do this, we did this, I become angry. You get it? That is why you don't ask a medicine seller that who will you agree. The person will say yes, but what do you sell? You get it? So these are areas that as technical students, when we throw this to the stakeholders in the country, they will buy into our ideas. And I hope if you people become the head of these noble unions and you start to put these initiatives, it will open more doors to the union progress. Thank you.
All right. Honorable Christian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. But let's do this. Let's do this. People, and even myself over here, are with the view that a lot of things has to change in our community. Do you agree? Come again? Yes, please. If yes, what are some of the things you think should change? And how you
Thank you so much. Yes, we have a lot of things to change as a leader and from the leader as well. Going forward, as a union, comparing leadership, we need to work together. We shouldn't say we need to work together.
So, meaning currently, executives are not working together?
Not currently.
I'm talking about things that need to change. So if you say now, if you say we need to work together, then perhaps maybe it is not done and it is going to be done.
It's a collective responsibility.
Then it doesn't. I understand it's a collective responsibility, fine. But I'm very precise on things that you think should change within my union. Because I asked you a precise question that do you think that there are things that should change within our union? You say yes. So if yes, what are some of the things that you think we should change?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, at the moment, what I think we need to change. One, the union has a line. That is what I know of my investigation. That is what I hate. But then we always pay for rents. As a union, we need to change and work towards making a project or start making progress on having our own infrastructure or residence where we need not to spend much money on the residence or the apartment that we pay for.
Okay, so you think the issue of accommodation in our mother union should change from we using huge sums of money to pay for accommodation, specifically in Accra. So we have to scrap that off. We have to stop. If we talk about change, that means we have to stop what we are doing and do another thing. That is change. Or you can speak.
To do another thing is to start having or to start working towards having our own residence or accommodation.
Okay, so we will work towards, we have to have our own residence before we change from the residence that we rent.
Yes.
But do you think how, if that is done, then can we afford to build something on our piece of land?
That is what
Whilst we are renting.
That is what I made mention earlier, that we need to have a plan. We need to have a strategic plan. We need to have guidelines and vision that in the next 4 years, in the next 10 years, as a union, what do we need to achieve? What do we need to work towards? So that by the time we get 10 or 5 years, probably we achieve that purpose.
Beautiful. So you see, with the issue of the plan, I believe the plan is already there. Because personally, I have seen a plan of a complex to be built on that land. I have seen a plan of a complex. I believe, is that beautiful? I didn't specify a strategic plan. I just said a complex. And I believe, together with you, we've seen it when we were in I just said a plan. Either very strategic or something. So we just saw a plan. So we are now giving it to me that it's not a strategic plan. So that's beautiful. But I just saw a plan of a complex of which it is well, it was well thought of. Yes. From our then president who was my boss, in the person of Ahmed Akwasi. Yes, Akwasi was saying plan. So now it's not about strategic plans, or I don't use strategic because I didn't start with strategic. So now it's not about plans anymore. It's about, are we starting to get something on it? If yes, so it's about, let me just go, something visible. Where? The amount.
Yes. So
money to build.
yes.
Resources to build.
So if we should take a critical look at our constitution, it made provision for having a genuine developmental fund. Yes, we can start something. We can start soliciting for funds. We have so many stakeholders. Why don't we start going to these people?
That is beautiful, honorable Christian. So I believe the treasurers that came here, if you are hopefully you pass through this exercise successfully and you are elected into office as the community secretary, and I believe both of the candidates that came for treasurers, they were also talking the same. You understand? They were also in the right direction. They were also telling us that we will look for grants and donations or whatsoever to build some of these things. So let me just say, they don't look for money. You understand? To build some of these things. So I believe you liaise well with them, right? To get to build our infrastructure for us, for our mother unit. I think with that it's okay. But before we go, can you give me one objective? Aim and objective of our unit. One. Aim and objective of our unit.
Thank you.
Continue.
To have a common forum for the discussion of the challenges affecting technical and vocational students, and generally to develop the spirit of together.
So is that one? I think I just didn't know. You chose to give me two. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's beautiful. So you are. Okay, that's fine. So I believe yes. Oh, come on, my people. I am the chairman, and I need to. You understand? I need to exercise. Beautiful. So is it we are tired? Oh, we are not tired. We have the energy. We have the energy to reach that. I am my panel members. All right. Honorable Christian. We would like us to call as the next person. Okay, when you
National anthem.
leave. Okay. Oh, is there is nobody. Oh, there is nobody. You are the last person. That is wonderful. So, Christian, we thank you so much. Okay, we really appreciate your efforts of coming here to pass through this exercise, and we believe that in the right direction. As you are the last person, we wish everybody safe journey back to your various institutions or locations. Okay? You are duly discharged.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. There is no comment from organizer because there is nobody for you to tell you should not discuss. I was waiting for that, but there is nobody for. If you right now you can not discuss with anybody. We are not.
Don't discuss.
There is nobody to say you will not discuss. Okay? Yeah, so you can discuss it with anybody. Right now, if you want to, you can even start discussing. That's right.
Yes.
It's in the right direction. And I believe, yes, I'm coming. I'm coming. Yes, Honorable Jerry. Relax, okay? Yes, I'm on the phone. Thank you. I think first, you are the staff. You are doing the staff. Yes, so you can come in. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Members that were streamed, that were watching us live. I believe it's in the right direction again. Yes, we thank you so much. Okay? Thank you so much for spending that much time. Okay, sleepless nights and all this time. I believe by now a lot of us might be sleeping, but we chose to hold on to watch our exercise. That is the vetting of Ghana National Union of Technical Students. We thank you guys so much. We really appreciate your efforts. We really appreciate your time. We thank you so much. And please, we would like to acknowledge the fact that we really acknowledge Kampusstyle, okay? Because we believe that he is solely the person who helped us to make this vetting, let me say, a reality. For us to get to stream this live for people that are not even here. I believe our members are somewhere far abroad, and some of them were able to stream it live to watch. So Kampusstyle, Majesty, and his crew, you understand? Blanco and Co. We are there. We thank you so much. And for Kumasi Technical University for accommodating us, for giving us a place to have or to host this vetting. We say thank you so much to Kumasi Technical University. And may we all be great. Okay? Gnuts, I believe, professionals with integrity. And yes, my panel members too, I really appreciate the fact that we were all able to make it. I believe we have Honorable Madam Kabuki. Mary Kabuki. Mrs.
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Kabuki. Mary Kabuki. I think. Beautiful. And we have Mr. Jerry.
Achinaki.
Okay, we have Mr. Jerry Achinaki. Okay, that is beautiful. And we have Robert Never. Beautiful. I love that. And last but not the least, we have Muhammad Musa. Relax, I'll make you Muhammad Musa Akwasi. I call him Boots. Yes, and finally, we have the vice chair in the person of Jamal Abdul Nasser. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Bye bye. Have a good night.
Jamal can talk.
Yes, he can talk. I love to talk.
Talking in that direction, not me boiling.
And don't forget to share the link.
Yes,
It's very important. You know, this is a Kampusstyle. You can call him Majesty. So don't forget to share the link. At 12 o'clock, share the link. And you see, I tell my union members that, you know, that the last proverb I gave was that when a lady bottles is big, they don't waste time. Oh, they don't waste time in when the husband died. They don't waste time burying him because maybe a bachelor were eyeing that girl already, but because the husband was alive, coincidental, he's late. So we just push him into the hole, and so that you can come and sympathize with the wife, so that you can make
relatable to someone who do that.
And you get it. So and the second one is that the size of the breast does not determine the milk it contains. You get it? So it's very important. And the last one to Kampusstyle is that it is only a stubborn flash that follows the sickler to the grave. Thank you very much. Kampusstyle.
Adjie.
I'm honestly tired. It's a mood today.